is it hiding? I grew up the oldest of three, born to an abusive alcoholic father who didn't want a daughter, and to a mother who couldn't care for or love her children due to her mental instabilities. 3 words I never heard were, "I love you." But I often heard the words, "Go kill yourself," or "Burn in hell," sometimes with a please at the end. This molded me into an independent child who found more gratification and happiness from being at school rather than being at home. At home, there was no inside voice. There was yelling and screaming and a lot of fear. There was running, there was hiding. And I spent a lot of time alone, locked in my room, or not home at all, which was preferable. If it was light outside, I would spend time in the woods behind my house, listening to the rushing water from the creek. I enjoyed silence. Silence was safety. In my early childhood years, my teachers and my dance teacher often questioned my quietness. I was the kid on mute. One time, I hid in the dirty laundry basket of my bathroom closet. I hid myself beneath the dirty towels, and my brother came in to take a shower. I remember being so nervous that he was going to find me and tell my mom, because if he noticed me, I would get in trouble, but only because I was being noticed. He opened the door to add his dirty towel to the top of my head, and I held my breath so that he wouldn't notice me. You see, if I was quiet enough, I wouldn't get noticed. If I was quiet enough, nobody would even know I was alive. My life seemed better that way. When I was 10, my dad's voice started to disappear. It was his first symptom of a 6-year battle of ALS. When his voice started to disappear, I was finally safe for my voice to appear. I knew that I had a voice outside of the house. I was finally talking, and I knew that if I was just able to take their voices and make them seem small in my head, I could put up this wall, and I could be strong, and I could go to school every day with a smile on my face, and everything would be okay one day when I could just get out. When I was in middle school, I morphed into a social butterfly. If you were to ask my teachers, they would have told you that they couldn't get me to shut up. My best friend and I, we started writing songs because I was talking so much that I had to start singing. We'd write songs about the daily drama of being 12. Some of our song titles included, "Oh My God," and "I'm Not That Kind of Girl." We were brave enough to sing in front of our music class, but by the end of that year, we were performing in front of thousands of people at the all-city concerts. I was finding my voice, and I was being heard. Without my father's voice at home, my mother's voice grew stronger and more angry. We never knew what we were coming home to. She was so predictable that sometimes we'd come home and she would beg us to kill ourselves, or she'd rip my hair out from my head, or she'd throw a bookshelf at us, throw us down the stairs, punch us, slap us, blow cigarette smoke in our face, lock us in the room, or lock us outside in an ice storm after taking off our shoes and our socks. We tried so hard to get into foster care, but her voice always outweighed ours. We were finally brave enough to tell the rest of our family, and They never believed us either. My dream of being in foster care never came true. I had to focus on my second dream, which was going to college. I knew that if I went to college, I could get out and I never had to come back. I went away. I never told anyone where I was going. I never told anyone what I was studying. I just left and I never went back. And when I was 22 and I graduated college, I was able to pick a place that I could live and nobody would know where I was. I chose Wilmington, North Carolina, which was so far away from Massachusetts. I never looked back, and my family has not seen me since the day I grabbed my things for college. As an adult, I could feel my voice beneath my boiling pot of trauma and fear. I was experiencing things for the first time in my relationships. I was starting to notice things like my fear of neglect and abandonment and feeling unloved. I was lashing out and blacking out. It wasn't until I met my husband 5 years ago that I realized I needed help. I spent one difficult year going through this very specific therapy where they take your muscles and they tune it with your subconscious, which digs up and rehashes all those amazing things from the past that I was able to push beneath the surface of my subconscious for years. My voice needed help. I spent many years living in the past, and I was able to convert my trauma into healing. My voice was hiding behind the dirty laundry, behind my house in the creek. My voice was hiding in the midst of my childhood. I had to leave my family behind in order to find my voice. Can you hear me?